Now, depending upon where exactly you hit level 50, you may or may not have completed Vern Castle, but either way, it does not matter. Once you hit 50, essentially the next step you're going to be taking is just this more of the same. You just have to continue the main story, or aka the blue mission really is what it is. You continue doing those until you get to Vern, and then you complete Vern. Now, why do we want to complete Vern this area? Well, when you complete Vern, you actually get 2 more level 50s for free, literally instantly, with the gear level that allows them to get straight into like daily dungeons, etc. Now, the daily dungeons and all that is going to open up at 302 item level, which is what you'll get when you get those power passes. And essentially, it's a very easy thing to understand. You have your dailies, which are you can do these X amount of times per day. For instance, there's the Chaos Gate, Ghost Ships, Adventure Islands, etc. And you'll get rewards for doing those every single day, depending upon the reset time, and it'll reset and you can do it again. Okay, pretty standard daily type of thing. The Chaos Gate is something that just appears randomly on the map. You can even have timers set that will show you like locations, the time, and the required item level. Very convenient. Also, the next thing you're going to be doing is your Chaos Dungeons. So if you look here, as soon as you hit 50, they're going to have, and this is another reason you got to go to the Vern Castle, because the Vern Castle is going to walk you through all this stuff, and basically it's kind of like the level 50 tutorial area to give you an idea. Then it's going to be explaining to you what a Chaos Dungeon is, what a raid is, which we'll talk about in a moment, etc. Now, basically, if you've never done Diablo 3, these are sort of like Greater Rifts. They are just RNG areas of just random minions that show up. You kill them, and you get fodder or gear, and then you can use that fodder or resources basically to level up your current gear, because that is really the grind once you hit level 50. Really, the real grind is you get these pieces of gear, these 302 items from doing the Chaos Dungeons or just going through your quests, and then you're going to hone them up. Meaning you're going to take the resources you get from things like Chaos Dungeons, even doing your quests can give you some of these, your Guardian Dungeons. You're going to take all those resources and basically like limit break your gear. You're going to go down, and let me actually show you that actual process live here so you can get an idea. But in order to get the resources for it, you got to do your Chaos Dungeons, which will give you the resources, but you also have to do your Guardian Raids. And the Guardian Raids are both really awesome and really annoying, because you don't get to see the level of HP on the boss, so you don't know when it's about to die. And it's like the only thing that doesn't, it's the only boss that doesn't have like a health bar. So it throws you off a little bit, but you only get 3 lives to actually stay alive. If you die 3 times, then you can't revive anymore. And if everyone on the team is able to clear the guy without dying 3 times, basically, then you're going to get rewards. And some of those rewards include these right here, which are these Harmony Leap Stones, which are basically required in order to limit break your gear, or hone your gear, I guess would be the correct word here. So, for instance, let me show you. The weapons require destruction stones, but the gear require guardian stones. So if I go here to like the weapon, for instance, and I just start clicking upgrade on this guy, and I upgrade this like this, well, great. I used the harmony stones that I got, for the harmony pouches, basically, that I got from doing my Chaos Dungeons. But now what I have to do is use my harmony leap stones that I got from the raids, as well as the fragments that I got from the Chaos Dungeons. So it requires you to do both. Okay, so the upgrade is going to take 1 resource, and then the honing, or basically the bring it to the next tier, takes a different resource entirely. Okay, sort of like when you go to upgrade your cards or awaken your cards, it requires duplicates of those cards. Instead, this one just requires these resources. So now you can see, look, I've used all my destruction stones. I have a level 5 weapon. If I upgrade using my harmony shards here, it's now at 100%. I don't get any bonus stats or anything like that, and I can't gear hone it because I need more destruction stone fragments. And when you hover over an item, it'll actually tell you exactly where you're going to be getting those fragments from. Now, if you look here, these pieces of gear are completely different. So since these are just armor pieces, I can go in here and I can upgrade these using the same leap stones, but then the other 50% of the items we're using here, these ones right here, these guardian stones, these are from the Chaos Dungeon as well, but it's a different resource. There's destruction stone for weapon, guardian stones for all the other gear. So for that reason, destruction stones tend to be kind of your sticking point, because you don't get quite as many of them. Now you can disenchant other gear, like other gear will be dropping when you're doing your first 2 dungeons of the day. You can still grind after the first 2 dungeons. You can grind the dungeons infinitely. Some people don't understand that. The chaos dungeons do not they don't close after 2. You get to do 2 a day with bonus rewards, and then you get to grind them infinitely. And yes, it is way slower, but you still get the rewards and you can still grind it out. But this is where we're going to talk about raids for a moment. Then we're going to have to talk about alts. So if you look here, there's a Guardian raid, and what the Guardian raids basically are is there are these different bosses you can fight, and they give different rewards depending upon your eye level. So I'm going to move up real quick here to show you the actual raid board. Now, the raid board is from what I can understand with this is sort of a one time per day type of situation. Like, you don't get to do these raids over and over and over again. However, you can choose when you want to claim the reward. So you want to claim your reward and do the highest tier one you can sort of at the end of the day, right before the reset, if that makes sense. Because if you look here, 302 item level. So again, right when you get to Vern and complete the Vern, you're going to be able to get 302 item level and do the first raid. Then it goes to 340, then 380. Okay, now in order to enter these, you've got to clear the previous ones. So if I look here, can enter, requires combat level 50 or above, achieve item level 380 or above, and then I can go into that one, for instance. And as you go to the higher level ones, you're going to see you're getting better and better items, essentially, and actually better of these ability stones as well. Now, I want to talk about alts real quick, because you might be saying, well, this seems like a lot of daily stuff that is essentially going to be 1 time a day, twice a day, etc. What do I do when I'm done with that? Well, when you're done on your main mission, well, you actually want to do this before, to be honest. You want to go and do all your main daily. So when you hit 50, it unlocks basically your daily missions, and you're going to have a ton of daily quests that you have to do. They're called Unis tasks, and all of these tasks you can see are quite important because they're going to give you more resources. They also give you roster experience, and the roster experience is just going to give you flat stats to literally every other hero on your account. And the other heroes on your account are going to be crucially important too. When you hit that level 50 and you get those power passes, you get to make 2 other heroes at 50, and I would suggest doing that basically immediately. Maybe you want to figure out what classes you want or what classes you don't want to level. I didn't want to level a Paladin because I've already leveled the Berserker, so I just instantly leveled 50 the Paladin because I knew it would be more difficult to level a support class, for instance, and now I have a level 50 Paladin. Well, the reason you want to do this is because those Chaos Dungeons, those raids, all that type of stuff, these are actually independent, meaning when you do your 2 Chaos Dungeons, then you're going to log on your alt and do your other 2 Chaos Dungeons, and you're going to do those every single day. You're going to do all of the independent activities each day on each hero, because those Guardian Stones and Destruction Stones and the items that will upgrade your gear and basically make you stronger are all tradable within your roster, meaning you can take it from one of my heroes here to my other heroes, okay? That's basically the grind. I could go on and talk about how, yes, you need to do your missions and do the islands to get more skill points and unlocking your engravings and all of that. Way too much information. This is basically the grind of 50. If you're wondering the post game, there's still tons of quests. If you hated the experience of 1 to 50, you should just quit the game, because basically 50 onwards is even more of questing, doing islands and all that stuff. You just got to do more fun stuff as well, like the Chaos Dungeons, etc. Okay, hopefully that in a nutshell gave you a basic understanding of the game. I think the game is even more fun at 50. I'm enjoying it a lot. That's just my personal opinion though. Love y'all, and I'll see you in game.